We're here to celebrate outstanding leadership and to recognise the important and positive impact that globalisation can have in society. And we do this in the name of our own Peter Sutherland, a great statesman, a great European, and a strong advocate for international trade. And it's hard to think of a more appropriate way to recognise the achievements of our honoree tonight. It's also timely, as we're clearly facing a really volatile moment in history, and many of you are facing unprecedented levels of uncertainty and unpredictability, generally not a friendly environment for business and economic development. But we should remember that there is always a way through, a path beyond that uncertainty if we're willing to look hard enough. And that's where real leadership plays its part, and it does so in a number of ways. First of all, when faced with an uncertain environment where hours rather than days or weeks can result in significant change, minutes some of you might say, it is important that we don't overreact, that we play the long game and take a considered approach, always sticking by our underlying values and principles. This approach will stand to us in the longer term, and it's also clearly how President Lagarde has approached challenging times in the past, carefully navigating the financial crisis in the IMF, and more recently in her approach to monetary policy in the ECB, combining technical expertise with a deep understanding of human impact. Secondly, it's important that we remember that we are not an economic island, but rather we're an important part of a great club, the EU. This club has contributed to much of Ireland's economic success in recent decades, and it will do so again in the future. And it's critical that Ireland continues to play a strong role in supporting and guiding the EU. We are and will be much stronger together, with leaders in Europe, like our own Minister for Finance, but also President Lagarde, encouraging unity and independence. President Lagarde has consistently emphasised that bolstering both intra-EU and global trade will be key to countering shocks from volatility, and her leadership in this area has been crucial in ensuring that the euro area, which is deeply integrated into global supply chains, remains resilient in the face of changing trade policies and fragile consumer sentiment. It's also important for Europe to challenge itself, to examine its own competitiveness, and to take bold actions to address its structural challenges, to break down barriers to unity, to foster innovation and deepen capital markets integration, to restore its dynamism and boost economic growth. And lastly, we should remember that the current environment, volatile and unpredictable as it is, will also provide opportunities for the willing, opportunities for transformation, for innovation, and for collaboration. This will not be easy, but as President Lagarde herself has said, where there is a will, there's a way. And you have demonstrated this yourself, bringing together diverse perspectives, building consensus and driving meaningful change. Indeed, the President has also stated a crisis can engender periods of positive transformation, offering policyholder makers the opportunities to take decisive steps. And that, I think, is a good note on which to finish, because I'm sure you, like me, are looking forward to recognising and hearing from our honoree tonight. So in conclusion, we can and should take inspiration from President Lagarde. Her legacy shows us that there is a way, a path beyond the uncertainty, and that we should be optimistic for the future, optimistic for a strong and independent Europe. I'm very confident that the great business leaders represented here tonight will find that path, and we at KPMG are honoured when you turn to us to support you and your teams in achieving that future success. President Lagarde, ladies and gentlemen, thank you and enjoy the evening.